Welcome back, everybody, or welcome if you are new. Today we are in the Dirt Limited late models here at Limaland. We were second fastest in practice, and we actually got better as we went early. Started in the threes, got down to the twos toward the end, so track's pretty good condition as well right now. Came in really not used up at all, and we got the bottom worked in pretty well, so qualifying should be pretty quick here. Try to run this high side for the first corner, get the momentum into the lap. I just barely let off the throttle. Just try to keep my car as straight as possible down there. Try not to hit the tires too, because sometimes you'll get a contact 0x for that, and then your lap won't count. Ran a 202. Okay, that's the fastest I ran so far. So I did some practice, and the fastest I got to was like a 270 something, and then I got the 262 in this practice. I'm very happy with that 202. What did we run the second lap? 258. Okay, so we were pretty quick. I'm happy with that. Somebody else got into the ones, but I'm very happy with our time. I'm hoping that we can get better as the track goes on, not like speed-wise, just handling our car compared to everybody else. So currently we're second. I'm happy with that. The fastest guy in practice is behind us for qualifying, so we have a couple people left to qualify, so I will pick it up when we are about to grid up and go green. Alright, qualifying is over. Awesome, we're still in second. Kind of wish I was an odd number. I rather would be third than second, but hopefully we can get a good enough restart off the rip to hold second, because inside's definitely the preferred lane in my opinion right now. As the race goes on, the line will move up slightly. I don't know how high we'll get on the track, but we'll see as we go. But definitely off the start, this bottom's going to be tough to hold off. I just need to try to stay right in the middle where there's a little bit of a groove getting worked in. Where is that black car going in the second lane? I'm so confused. Yeah, I need to try to stay like right in this grip in the middle off the start. Try to hold off third place, because third place is definitely fast. He was fastest in the last practice I was in by like 400ths over me, and then he was fastest in this practice, and then he qualified third. He qualified like around his practice time. It was just like we got faster in qualifying, which is crazy. Like first place, he got into the ones. He ran a 3, like a low 3 in practice, so he came out of nowhere for that. But good on him, good lap. Just have to try to start pretty well.
The pace car is in.
Got a decent start, not amazing, but not awful. No cautions here, 30 laps. Gotta try to hold them off behind us. The inside's still fast. Just gotta try to pinch them down and hold them off. I can get the momentum down the straightaway, but he's got the shorter line through the corner.
You got one inside. All clear, all clear. You got one inside. All clear, all clear.
That's why I wanted to start in the bottom lane. It's just faster off the start. But being third right now, it's not bad. Still not that bad. I think there's 14 cars that were in this race, or at least that registered. Don't know how many actually started, because the bottom 2 guys didn't qualify at all. So there might be 12 in the race, but there's still 14 registered. Car number 1, probably have to finish top 3 to get any iRating out of this. Hopefully we can just stay consistent and run down the front 2 guys, because passing is going to be tough, especially the longer we get on in this race, because we're going to move up the track and the bottom's going to get slick. Because everyone's running in the same lane right now. It's kind of like a little train you can see behind. I think only one person way in the back is doubling up. You just gotta try not to get too sideways in these corners for your engine to get bogged down. Because when your engine gets bogged down, that's when you lose a lot of your speed in these things. Because we're already going really slow. They don't got too much horsepower. That lane I need to be a little bit lower, and then this lane I could be up a little higher because there's a groove off of 4. Oh, they're hitting behind me.
We have 20 laps to go at the line.
They saved it, which was nice, but they're battling behind me, so I'm getting a good lead on them. Hopefully first and second can start battling. Yeah, that was a bad corner. You heard my engine bog down a lot. And you're just going to lose all your speed down the straightaway. Aren't very long straightaways here, but definitely lose some time in it. But I try to turn in like somewhat early and just straighten out the car as much as I can. It's not too much throttle control in these things, just letting off a little bit and then like back on the gas immediately. That one I kept my motor wound up, but I went way too straight off the corner. Second's right on first now. Maybe they can get together a little bit. Second place is trying to run that higher lane, get the run off the corner. Looks like it's working for him. First place blocks the high side, goes for the slider, doesn't quite get it. Trying to run a little bit higher of a lane, get the run off the straightaways. Seems to be working decently on this middle lane here. Bottom's kind of worn out a lot. The black car's making moves back there though, up to 4th it looked like in my mirror. He's trying to make that bottom really work. Limaland is not my favorite dirt track. I'm trying to get better at it. Because this is one of the harder tracks for me for some reason. I don't know what it is. Because it's like mildly flat, but mildly banked at the same time. It's like somewhat flat, somewhat banked. So it's like a mixture of both. Like on the bottom, it's pretty flat. The top, it's a little banked. So you can get a little bit of speed off of it. But I just don't know what it is about this track that I struggle at. But I'm trying to get better. And I feel like I've gotten a lot of improvement over the last few times I've been here in different cars. Just learning the track in general. So I've been here a couple times in the street stocks recently. I think I've been here in the limiteds recently. Somewhat recently. Last season, I think. I know I struggle here in the pros a lot because setups, and I'm not great with setups. Definitely not great here in my setup. Definitely think if that 3 car gets the lead over the 6, he's going to be gone. That 6 has to hold that outside on him. But if that 3 car gets by, I think he's going to be gone. I'm waiting for him to throw a deep slide. Damn, it's already 5 laps to go. This track goes by so fast. Holy crap. He's working that bottom really well, though. I don't really have any competition behind me. 6 just slapped the wall a little bit. He went a little too high. Still got a great run off the straightaway. Oh, 3 got the lead there. That makes a big difference. Oh, they're getting together. 6 car kind of went in a little hard and got into the front of the 3. I was kind of hoping they'd start wrecking. That's the only way I'm going to pass these two. Is if one of them throws a slider and they both wreck. But hey, anything could happen. I don't really have anything to worry about behind me. Unless I mess up. Last lap. I'm surprised the 6 stayed up there as well as he did on the 3. Because the 3 was fast. 6 is going to hold it. Wow, nice job. I'm happy with finishing 3rd. It was tough racing.
About gonna end you there.
I think the 6 got into him, so.
It's over.
Good racing 4 and
I'm really surprised we didn't have any lap cars or anything like that. It was a pretty quick field overall. Like, how far back was the last place car? I don't think they were that far back at all. That race flew by, man. Yeah, look, 8 seconds back. I don't know what happened to this guy. Oh, he left before the race started. 8 seconds back. That's not even a full lap yet. We didn't even see a lap car on the track, so that was crazy. There was no wrecks at all, which is that. I think that's the first time I've ever seen that, really. But yeah, I think the 6 came up a little hard into him, and the 3 still apologized for it. He's a nice guy. That's definitely on the 6 for sliding up into him, in my opinion. But the 3 backed off so he wouldn't get turned into the wall and wreck the 6 as well. So smart on him. Smart on him. Finished second instead of potentially a lot further back, being in the only wreck. So that was a good race. Very, very hard race, though. I'm going to go back to the very beginning, because we had a pretty good start and tried to hold off the 3 as long as I could. I only could do it for a few corners. Like 3 or 4 corners, really. I was trying to pinch him down there. We were racing hard. He didn't go as low as I expected either. But we were side by side. I was trying to make that middle lane work over the bottom, but that bottom just has too much grip in the very beginning. He went into the corners a lot higher than I expected that he was. I didn't know he was going in that high. I thought he was going in a lot lower like that. Able to get a good run off, and I think this is where he finally clears me. Yeah. That bottom was just fast, man. If he would have started up top, I think he still would have been able to get by me, because he was super fast. So that was a good race overall. So let's go see what kind of iRating we got. I think we'll gain just a little bit being car number 1. Not very much. Might gain like less than 10. But let's go check out what we got. Alright, results are in. Strength of field was actually 2178. Not a bad strength of field overall. I gained 9. See, I said probably under 10, finishing 3rd. I had pretty good guesses on what I'll get. First place got 100. That's amazing. That's a lot of iRating gained in one race. That is nuts. The second place guy had the fastest lap. Makes sense. I think he was the fastest car. But literally, there's 2x in the whole race. But that's probably just him smacking the wall or smacking somebody in the ass too hard. But most of the people up to 7th, yeah, 7th and up gained iRating. So that's good on everybody. It was a really clean race. So one guy lost safety. That was it. And that's crazy. That's phenomenal. I've never seen a limited late model race go without any wrecks. And especially just 2x in the whole race. So I wasn't even wow, I was actually one of the slower cars. I just was able to hold my position pretty well. I guess they ran the fastest lap really early. And actually I ran it on the same lap, so I have no excuse. Never mind. I was gonna say I didn't have the bottom in the very beginning, but I was definitely behind him by lap 5. But it was a good race. I'm very happy with how that went. Gained 9 iRating. At least we didn't lose any. Good clean race overall. Very tight racing. No wrecks. That's crazy. I've never seen that. And with no lap cars getting in the way, there was no tomfoolery up front. Unfortunately, I was hoping the 6 and 3 would have wrecked when the 6 came up a little bit too high, but didn't happen. But I'm happy with coming home with 3rd. I'm not great at this track. Still trying to learn Limaland for the most part, so happy with how that went. But I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more racing, and I will see you guys in the next race.